Hello, I'm Ren, X-Cardidex, or Connor, and welcome back to Paintober. This is part 2 of it. I have a little ninja man. These are proxies for Tau because my friend had bought some, and he gave them to me. So I was like, you know what? All right. And they're from One Page Rules, which have a slight bit of an idea as to how you're supposed to be painting them on their Etsy and stuff like that. I'm just recoding the black here. I did a little spray of them so that way I knew how that was going to look. From now on, for the future painting videos and stuff, I am going to be painting, and then it's going to be a hard cut to when everything I'm painting in that moment is finished, or I'm wanting to show something spectacular. Like right here, I'm painting the legs. You can see the progress of however many things are being red here now. But I wanted to do something I don't normally do painting-wise. I don't paint with reds or blacks, so this one is just kind of going to be full red-black army, which I'm kind of enjoying, actually, how these guys turned out. I like the look of them compared to what my normal, like, let's say my Space Marines, who are blue and bronze with whatever extra little bits they need to have colored whatever their stuff is. Or my, let's see, which ones do I have the craziest color scheme on? My Seraphon, I guess. My old 2018 Seraphon lizard dudes. So we have green lizards and blue lizards riding them, and the big old Carnosaur, which is red, and all that stuff, which probably have the most diverse in terms of my coloring, I guess. Here, I'm just continuing with a whole bunch of those reds, finishing off a lot of those pieces and bits and bobs. I wanted to do something fancy here, so the little coils that he has on his back, I tried to... And this is, again, white paint does not agree with me ever. I wanted to paint those that very bright white before I applied more yellows and stuff and eventually got to a red. The effect I placed on that is not actually that bad. I'm quite pleased with how it turned out in the end. It just took a lot of time, which was sad. Again, here I'm making another mistake. I'm not using Mechanicus Standard Gray. I'm using freaking Dawnstone. So every single time I'm like, oh man, this is going to be great. I'm going to make such a good highlight. It's like if you applied cyan blue to a navy, right? It's just too much. It's too dang bright. Imagine your outfit for Halloween was, oh, I'm gonna be a creepy candle guy, and then you wore a high vis vest. Like, they're very different in terms of the yellow and green that is produced there. But it's okay, I guess. It turned out not too bad. I'm just applying a little bit more of a highlight to it there. And I have more colors now since I had done this that probably would have wound up better, but at the same time, I just kind of wanted to get back into painting whenever I painted these guys, I think. Because they were models I had, and I wanted to kind of get back into testing and everything. I have the little Plague Knight there as well, or the Plague Paladin from yesterday's Paintober as well. So he's just chilling. He's hanging out, having a great time over there. I think I finally figured out what the distance on my camera is supposed to be, so it actually looks so much clearer, because I needed to do that. I raised it up. It was making me angry because I have these little elbow holders, so that way I'm not like bruising my elbows on the table. But I wound up a lot of the time placing my forearms on, and I have like little forearm marks from all of the placing them on the table, so that was kind of rough, but it wasn't too bad, I suppose. It was just like sharp edge, sharp edge on the forearm over time is just rough to deal with. Some of these times I would be painting with my forearms on the table and my arm would go to sleep. So I'm like, oh, what the hell am I going to do with this? But now that I have these little elbow pads, it's much better. Here I'm doing some highlights over top the pieces that need to be highlighted for red. I swap over to the yellow here, decide to do a little bit of that. Not too much. I had issues with the yellow, I had issues with the white, but overall it doesn't look too terribly bad. And the on the end result here, I do a little bit of lead belcher, so that way I can cover all my metallics. Non non-metal metallics I have yet to figure out, but at some point I'll figure that out. In my free time, when I'm not trying to make videos like crazy, especially when it comes to painting stuff, which isn't really my forte as a channel. There's a lot of stuff when it comes to painting that if you don't provide a certain amount of entertainment value with it, it definitely isn't one of those high value in doing so. I know a few creators that paint miniatures and do stuff like that, and at the end of the day, they have probably a much better conviction on producing high-quality painting videos than I do, but at the same time, they had a start, like I will have a start at some point, and I'm not going to say I'm going to be the greatest miniature painter, but probably every now and again I'll just upload some stuff like this where it's just calming stuff. I would upload the video with sound, but at least not the voiceover sound I'm doing now. But I sing too many copyrighted songs while I'm painting stuff, just full lyrics, crazy, like Aesop rock and all that sort of stuff, that it's too crazy to be doing some of that stuff while in a painting video, you know? But at the end of the day, it's better to just do a voiceover. I mean, that's what most everybody does anyways. I could have the voiceover in case there's anything I was like, oh man, curse out the miniature because I painted it and something bad happened, but I mean, who really wants to listen to that sort of stuff? Look at him go. Look at him paint all those little metals on. I think I finally started getting to the red here, applying that kind of glowy effect to it. This was the one really hard try of this I wanted to do, because after I had painted these guys, I think I had painted my friends' sororita proxies, which are Storm Pride sisters, and the first ones I painted were actually from last year, so you won't see those ones, but I have started painting a few recently that probably will show up, but I don't have too much finished with them as of yet. But he has Valkyries and stuff like that, and the Valkyries are the flying, jumping on people units, and I went really hard in the wing department for them because I wanted to make them look actually special compared to the other units. And a lot of these guys I don't have bases for yet because I want to do very specific things when it comes to the bases. So it's just going to be the model themselves actually being painted and shown. So I'm sorry if that is disappointing. But there's a lot of stuff I wanted to do base-wise that I felt would look cool for these characters. Like for these ninja Tau dudes, I want to take some of my extra sprues I have laying around with an X-Acto and just sort of cut them up and make like a little bamboo forest for them to be protruding out of, because this guy doesn't show it too much because he's just a little ninja dude. But the other dude in the back, or at least the other two dudes that I will show in videos 3 and 4, are much more samurai-ish and are way cooler. I'm also finishing up the shade here as well as going to show off the miniature. So pretty soon it'll be saying farewell, but we have time to see how this guy turned out, which he didn't turn out too bad. I do like how he ended up, and for the forward guys that, not the forward guys, for the other dudes that I wind up painting later, he is a very good model of representation for what I want those models to look like. All in all, not too bad. I definitely should have worked on his little eyeball there, but I mean, is what it is. And then look, it has a little glowy effect on it. It looks pretty cool. Not too bad. Very simplistic overall, which I enjoyed the hell out of. But thank you for watching, listening, going about your daily life. I've been Ren X by Carded X or Connor, and I'll see you in whatever is next. Take care.